It was in 2021 that Professor Wushishi received a mandate to salvage and rebuild Nigeria's foremost indigenous examination body, the National Examinations Council, Neco, from the relics of maladministration, a dearth of infrastructure, substandardization, and nepotism. This task was given to him from then President Muhammadu Buhari, who considered none other worthy but the Professor of Science Education. With Professor Wushishi came a 5-point agenda to turn the council, top of which was taking NECO examinations from a local to a global examination.
When we came in, we found a lot of things that were grossly inadequate, which supposed to have been in place to move the council forward, because the world is IT driven. We decided to say we also have to introduce some IT solutions in the administration of the examinations we are doing. So that was why we also established a data studio in psychometric department, which will drive processes of data analysis in the setting of items for examinations. Well, we also try as much as possible to make provision of internet in the council. So we made provision of internet in the council that will assist in driving the use of e-greenery database efficiently within the council. We introduced an e-verify platform where anywhere you are in the world, you can verify NECO results, okay? And any institution that wants to verify any person's results at O level that sat for NECO examination, you can easily do that. We were handling it manually previously, but we decided to say, since we used to have volumes of requests to confirm results, we don't have to continue on the analog way.
In terms of ICT, it digitalized all our operations. All the processes in the conduct of examinations have been digitalized. So we are not using longhand for anything. On the press of a button, we'll get whatever he wants. So it's an addition to him, to his what he has done to us. Not only that, in terms of infrastructure, building structures, I think it's next to Professor Dibo Jarede, the pioneer registrar of this council. All other successful registrars before his arrival have been paying lip services to developments.
When Professor Ibrahim Wushishi came on board, though a lot of things we were doing, in the aspect of ICT, but he came, and opened, the ICT wide in such a way that a lot of things that we're not doing were automated. Starting from the data capture, that is registration, because we captured candidate data all over the country, and that is done through online.
Professor Wushishi's achievement is so interesting and so timely in terms of all his intervention or activities, exam administration, in terms of facility, infrastructure supply across our state offices, transport, release of result, timely release of result, and it's very, very accessible. It's not difficult to find. It's so simple to the core that you get the problem solved. Having an issue, he doesn't want you to keep quiet. You want to tell him what is there, put your heads together, and we are good to go. So we are enjoying his leadership. We are happy to be associated with his style of leadership, and I wish him the very good, the best of luck. Let him continue. Let there be continuity, because I know if he continues, more will come.
Prioritizing staff welfare, investing heavily in technology and innovations, and equipping NECO state offices across the 36 states of the Federation were his sets of tasks, which would later catapult Neco certificates into the international scene, gaining widespread acceptance across the University of Birmingham, Leeds City University in the United Kingdom. Neco examinations are also conducted in 6 African countries of Niger Republic, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Benin Republic, Togo, and Côte d'Ivoire. Neco has also spread its tentacles by having exam centers in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now, Neco results and certificates are accepted for admission in tertiary institutions across the world, while efforts are on to set up Neco exam centers in the UK, Canada, and Qatar.
Professor Wushishi's achievements are numerous, but I will only mention very few because of the time. When he came on board, he first settled grudges among the staffs. When we say grudges, it means USA among the staffs, what we have been clamoring for in terms of staff posting. It constituted a committee for staff posting on every assignment, and since then there is no problem. Every staff in at our national headquarters and all states of the Federation welcome it as a good idea. So on that issues, we give kudos to him.
Professor Dantani Ibrahim Wushishi has, since his assumption of duty, taken the welfare of staff very paramount to his administration. He believes that no organization of business can effectively succeed without the workforce.
It is because of the growing popularity of the National Examinations Council and also the reliability of the results and certificates that we issue candidates, that people outside Nigeria that are always looking at the news in social media and other news magazines, other electronic media that makes Neco popular. And we conduct our examinations seamlessly with little or no hitches at all. And the Nigeria International School that is located in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, found it expedient to contact Neco and said it wants to be conducting examination in its school. We went to Saudi Arabia, carried out accreditation together with the minister, and the school was accredited because it had the necessary facilities for us to be conducting examination there. So as I speak with you, they are also conducting examination in Saudi Arabia. And we also have other institutions that wrote us to say they want to be admitting candidate that holds our certificate or our results. We have Leeds City University, UK, wrote us to say we should provide them with some information they were not able to get from the net. We provided them because they said they want to make sure that their Senate approve Neco certificate as one of the certificates they can accept.
On the conduct of the examination, in fact, he is a superb man. He has been handling the conduct of examination very well. Sincerely, we don't have any problem with the conduct of examination. Even to testify to it, since he has been on the administration of Neco, we don't have problem.
To restore confidence in Neco, Wushishi's administration invested robustly in quality control and plugging all holes that could lead to examination malpractice.
Through the ministry is trying towards CBT so that we can do away with examination malpractice once and for all. And Neco as an examining body tried very much to see that the last exam conducted in 2025 was, I think, free from any examination malpractice. I've not heard of any. We have seen, and we can still see that the conduct of the exams has really changed from this exam that was conducted previously with so many complaints to an exam that is being conducted with so much respect.
He has introduced measures to reduce exam malpractice in this country, which is a scourge that it's affecting examination bodies and the education system as a whole. He has inaugurated a committee called Exam Intelligence Committee that's primary responsibility is to nab these online threats to our examination integrity, to make sure that our examinations are the certificates that Neco issues are authentic and credible. And the committee is doing a wonderful job in trying to stop all the activities of these rogue websites.
With the advent of Professor Wushishi's regime, we expanded the number of subjects we are testing. So I think I can proudly say now that in all our examinations, no item is being administered without being trial tested. In terms of examination malpractice, we have done our best to see that there is fairness and consistency in the quality, in our questions, so that our target audience are given fair measurement. Nobody is put at disadvantage. So whether you are in the urban setup, you are in the rural setup, all of you are placed on the same pedestal. So you don't have any reason to engage in a malpractice or sort of trying to get advantage.
Under this transformation agenda of the registrar, we have been able to expand to more marking venues under this department. Before now, we had very few marking venues, 72, if I'm not mistaken, but now we have over 100 marking venues. This has helped to bring out quality assessment of exam conduct. Okay, more examiners, and then time to look at these items and bring out good result. This is one way he has also helped this department to achieve.
If you look at it, these are the candidate registration numbers. We have written their names. We have shaded their registration numbers for them. One of the things this does for us is that when we are capturing, by the time the exam is over and we are capturing the candidate's detail, we know that the registration numbers that we are capturing, they are correct. So it reduces the time that we use for the processing of our exam. And also, we also make the way it reduces examination malpractice is that each paper is customized for each candidate. So candidate A paper will not be used for candidate B. So if candidate A uses candidate B OMR, it means he will not have his result.
We have the exam malpractice and investigation division. Now, this division basically take records of all cases of exam malpractice that are reported, investigate these cases to make sure that fairness is done, the innocent candidate is not punished unduly. And this is done in two levels, first and second level, to ensure that no candidate will be punished unfairly.
Professor Anthony Wushishi's achievement in the area of examination malpractice is so wonderful. Why he has been able to achieve this is, one, in terms of distribution of examination material. The time it takes between our point and going to the schools, the time is so small. So you don't give enough time for those who want to participate in examination malpractice. So in essence, we have zero tolerance for examination. And Prof. Anthony Wushishi has informed all of us, both in call in terms of meeting, and said, I have zero tolerance for examination malpractice. You have to do all you could to see that our exams are credible and leakage free. And that we did. He read it out as a riot act and we stood by it. We have been able to achieve it. Like I said, it's more of a teamwork. Prof. Dantani Wushishi is really a team leader when it comes to issue of examination administration.
Professor Wushishi's wisdom as a state has really helped operations in the history of the National Examinations Council. Even our distribution pattern, because of the support of Professor Wushishi, is tailored towards ensuring that our materials reach on time to all custodian points. And so we're able to deliver our examination as and when due, as it is stated in our timetable. And we're really proud of that. I'm really proud of Professor Wushishi's support at all times. And we don't have challenges really. With Professor Wushishi in charge, we don't have challenges at all.
You have to first and foremost understand what examination malpractice does to candidates and the educational sector itself. That is when you appreciate the fact that it is a bad canker that will water down or kill the education system. So when I came, there were a lot of things that were introduced to call malpractice, examination malpractice. We introduced biometrics and improve on the use of these biometrics. You can also use Android to confirm whether the candidate is the same candidate sitting for the examination or not by scanning the working.
Since establishment in 1999, Neco was notorious for delaying results, but that is now in the past, with Professor Wushishi as registrar, as he has procured the new Insight 1500C high-volume Scantron machine, which facilitates the release of exam results in less than 40 days, making it easier for students to pursue their admission into higher institutions.
We are able to acquire one of the fastest scanning machine in the world to assist in processing our result. We just recently launched it about 3 or 4 months ago, because the one we are doing are outdated. They are no longer in the international market. They are no longer being produced by the companies that produce them.
This is the newly acquired Scantron scanner. It is called Insight 1500C. It can scan candidates' OMR sheet up to 15,000 per hour. It helped us to capture the candidates' information as quickly as possible.
Aside these landmark achievements, Wushishi speaks on his vision for Neco if reappointed.
I want to see Neco innovating in the area of IT, in the area of artificial intelligence, in terms of conducting examinations, so that we will also be at par with some European countries across the world. And also, I should see Neco innovating in the area of CBT. This, I believe, the federative units of Nigeria will key into making provisions for CBT facilities across the schools in each state of the effective.
But away from staff of Neco, schools, principals and students speak of Neco's advancements and international standard under Wushishi's administration.
I think Professor Wushishi has done excellently well in discharging the mandate given to him as the Neco registrar. He has done so much, and I personally commend him for that. Because in the last exams, I will say kudos to Professor Wushishi.
It's quite interesting to know that Neco as a body is doing so much, or has put so much in place to bring examinations to the level it is. Before now, as a school administrator, we know the challenges we face, trying to see that we do our best to reduce malpractice to the minimum. But what we've seen within the few will I say within the few years, is a gradual stage-by-stage improvement coming from the Neco edge. It was amazing for us when we were told we could do the CBT for Neco. I really wanted to see the process. I wanted to see how almost to the zero level or almost to the minimal, how effective it will be to see the process reduce malpractice, reduce the paperwork series results, compilation. I think so it's fantastic. It's quite interesting to see.
Neco is a national examination body that's doing very well. Here in my school, we register all the 3 examinations, and people are queuing to Neco. And so many students have made this confession that sometimes they even love Neco compared to WAEC, because Neco is a home-based examination, and they truly do their best to ensure that they capture the national needs. Being a technical school, write both theory and practical examinations, and I think the examiners are doing very well with the practical. Their questions are standard. Their questions are no questions that you can push aside. They are moving from strength to strength. For example, we have result folder that WAEC give us. Neco is also give us result folder, and then they don't delay in the area of certification.
I'm impressed about the growth of Neco examination body in Nigeria. Actually, they started some years back, I believe 1999, and it's one of the leading examination bodies in Nigeria. We have WAEC before Neco came into existence, and Neco came into existence so that we will have a body that is assessing students tailored after our curriculum in Nigeria. And when they started, they have put in a lot of efforts to ensure that this certificate that they produce is being accepted, not just in Nigeria or West Africa. Presently, they are increasingly being accepted in Europe, in the US, in some universities over there. And this is just because of the efforts of the body, the examination body, into making sure that their examination, the integrity that their examination is known for, is accepted worldwide now. Under this present dispensation, I noticed that there's a reduction in exam malpractices in Neco, and equally we find out that the examination papers arrive on time in various centers. So the issue of logistics is properly being handled. In the course of examination, we notice that they have even gone into technological innovation. You can access your results via online. You can recently they introduced CBT examination, where Neco students would subsequently be writing their examination via CBT. All this will go a long way in stemming issues of exam malpractice and making examination itch-free.
Neco, the National Examination Council, the SSC that we're currently writing is almost close to the same feeling that we had while writing WAEC, because the questions are almost according to that WAEC standard, if not higher than the standard. Because one thing that I've noticed about the question is they keep on giving questions that are based on theories or concepts that they have taught us, not just straight out questions. So when you're answering those questions, you have to think thoroughly of the concepts that have been taught to you in class. So it's more of an application of those concepts. So most of their questions end up being theoretical, meaning you have to crack your head and use before you are able to answer the questions. They are hardly straightforward, which I believe is something that will help us to prove at the end, when you see your results, it will be able to prove that you actually understood those concepts that were taught to you in class.
The CBT style format is interesting because I believe that does a good job at preventing malpractice and also helps save resources on paper and stuff like that. And the examination itself, each paper varies in like its own unique difficulty. Some of them will be like chemistry is like quite challenging, and like some other ones are like more simplistic for me. The way the questions are formatted are like trying to trick you into which answer is correct. But like since it's mostly options, it's kind of easy for me to narrow it down to which one I want, which one I think is right, and which one I believe it's wrong, because I've concentrated and focusing on my studies for quite a long time.
If you read hard, you can get what you want. And in all the things that have come out in the exams, we all have been taught of it. So to me, it's not hard, and the standard is okay.
The quality of Neco exams is actually international and it's great. The questions are actually tough and makes me able to widen my mindsets. Before I have to answer a question, I have to think. So to know that, okay, yes, I'm going to write this. Standards are actually great, and I see it as higher than WAEC.
I prepared hard and I'm working hard, and I'm enjoying the exam.
As Professor Wushishi marks his 4th anniversary and with 1 year to go as Neco Registrar and Helmsman, he has an ambitious vision to elevate Neco exams to the most popular secondary school examination in all of West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, and Southern Africa, not excluding European nations.
We wish to see Neco in the next 20 years as an examination body that delivers all the mandates assigned to it effectively and efficiently, to the extent that it becomes the best examination body across Africa and one of the best in the world.